everyone, today I've got a super helpful video for you all, and it's all about makeup do's and don'ts, a little tips and tricks that will make a huge difference in your makeup game. So without wasting your time, let's get into it. I'll be showing you both the right way and the wrong way side by side. So on this side I'm going to be doing a right way, whereas on my right side I'm going to be doing the wrong way. A little bit of corrector always goes a long way. Now even if you have a pigmentation or if you don't have a pigmentation, you always need to apply a color corrector, because this step is so important whether you have dark circles or not, because it's the first thing after prepping your skin, and color corrector always helps in even outing your whole skin. So on the incorrect side, I am skipping my color corrector completely, and you'll see the difference once the whole layer concealer is on top. Let's move on to the step number 2, that is called concealer. Now I've seen people making sometimes a huge mistake when they're applying concealers. Concealer, always choose one that's just 1 or 2 shades lighter than your skin tone. It really helps in brightening up your under eyes. On the correct side, I'm applying only a little bit of amount where it's needed, under my eyes, around the nose, and any spot that requires coverage. I'm also letting it sit for a few seconds before blending so it sits into my skin. And whereas on the incorrect side, I'm applying way too much of concealer all at once and blending it immediately, which just moves the product around and gives no coverage. Using same products on both sides so you guys can actually see the difference. I'm not using any different products on side by side, so it's like same products on both sides. The concealer has actually set into my skin. We have given it couple of seconds so that concealer can actually set. Now I'm going to go ahead and start blending it. Now here's an option: you can use a concealer brush or you can also use a beauty blender. It doesn't really matter, so you can use any of the tools that you want. So I'm just going to use a brush to gently just set this, or I'm going to show you how I'm using a beauty blender. So it's a damp beauty blender. Damp is like it's slightly wet, but I've taken out all the water from this blender. Like it's smooth and it's like a cushion, so it absorbs all the extra products and only lets the minimum product set into your skin. I don't know if you guys can really see the difference or not. This is the correct side and you guys can see it looks smooth and blended. The skin looks even, whereas this one, it looks slightly heavy, which I do not like on a regular basis. I'm not saying that it's bad, but it's definitely a little heavy, which I do not prefer. And then because of the color correction is not done, you guys can see a slight hollowness happening under my eyes. Now step number 3 is contour and blush placement, and this is where I see so many people make lots and lots of mistakes. On the correct side, I'm applying contour only where it's actually needed, hollows of the cheeks, side of the forehead, and lightly on the jawline. And then also I'm applying it a little bit on the nose and also on my lip area, just to give it more lifted and plumped contoured effect. Whereas on the incorrect side, I'm overloading contour everywhere. I'm going to go ahead and blend this on. Now this is how it looks after blending. Now let's move on to the blush placement. Now for the blush placement, on the correct side, I'm placing the blush slightly above the contour to lift the face. Now again, we do not need too much product. Little goes a long way, so just a very little bit. And if you want a more lifted effect, so always place your blush on this areas where it feels like, you know, you're lifting your face in the upward direction. But if you want like your face to look more like, you know, more chubby, and then this is where people go wrong. They apply lots and lots of blush on this area, which is basically like when you smile and then you just apply it like this. And also people put blush too low and on like on these areas, which drags the whole face down instead of lifting it. So we always want to make the placement here so that our face looks more lifted. Go ahead and blend this. Now again, you can use a beauty blender or a brush to blend this. I'm going to go ahead and use a brush. Now after blending, this is how my face looks. Now step number 4, that is setting the under eyes. Now either you can use a compact powder or a loose powder to set your under eyes. The technique is pretty much similar. On the correct side, I'm using a poof, picking up some loose powder, tapping off the extra on the back of my hand and then gently pressing it under the eyes. This gives a smooth crease-free finish. Whereas on the incorrect side, I'm packing way too much loose powder directly under my eyes, which ends up looking heavy and cakey. After some time, I'm just dusting this off. And then on this side, like on the correct side, you don't really have to do anything. Now step number 5, that is setting your cream products with a powder product. And then the final thing, that is using a setting spray. Finally, always set your cream products with matching powder products, so that cream contour with powder bronzer, cream blush with powder blush. This layering makes your makeup last whole entire day. That does not mean that I'm going to be using too much product. Always use a brush in a lifted motion so that your face looks more lifted. And then again, little goes a long way. The application here also, it's very important. You see how I applied this only on this area. You'll see lots and lots of blush here. But whereas on this side, I'm only applying it on the areas where I want to lift my face again. Just a little bit, and like making it look like more lifted. And then the last and the finishing touch, never skip a setting spray. It melts all the powders into the skin and gives you that natural flawless finish. And my all-time favorite is this airbrush setting spray from Charlotte Tilbury. Love this one. Anyways, I have like so many which I love, but this one is also one of my favorite. And this side I'm not applying because you people usually tend to, forget to apply setting spray into their face. So I'm not applying anything on the incorrect side. So that's it, you guys. 5 simple makeup do's and don'ts that can completely transform the way your makeup looks. As you saw, the side-by-side comparison really shows how small mistakes can make a huge difference and how the right techniques can make your makeup look fresh, natural and flawless. Remember, makeup is all about enhancing your beauty and not masking it. So the key is using the right amount of product in the right places with the right techniques. A little goes a long way, and once you master these tricks, you'll notice your makeup lasting longer, sitting better on your skin, even looking more professional in photos and in real life. If you found this helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with your friends who would love the makeup, and of course subscribe to my channel for more tutorials and tips and beauty content every week. Also, let me know in the comments which one of these tips were your favorite or which mistakes you realized you have been making. I love hearing it from you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.